everyone, and welcome back to the Wretched Wrestling Podcast. My name is Craig Dixon.
I'm laughing at this light. Like, it just turned on, this fucking siren light.
We have ECW lighting here.
You only know that if you're on Facebook Live or on YouTube.
Yes, the day after. We're back here for episode 32 of the Wretched Wrestling Podcast. We have another week of WWE programming to talk about.
Got some rumors.
We got some rumors. We got some we got some speculation that we have to talk about. It's all about the Royal Rumble right now, though.
Speculation.
The Royal Rumble is I'd say it's probably the most exciting time of the year. Even more so than WrestleMania.
Even when I know who I think is probably going to win, I still get excited for it.
Yes, absolutely.
And then get my hopes down.
Yes.
But I still get excited for it.
Yes, of course we do.
Yeah.
So we're going to just kick it off right off the bat with, we got the return of The Undertaker this past week on Raw.
The dead man, baby.
We have a lot to talk about. So he comes back and he basically announces he can go on whatever show he wants, even though
he can do whatever he wants.
Even though a month ago he said SmackDown's always been my home.
Yeah, wait, hold on. He got drafted this. Well, no, he didn't get drafted.
He didn't get drafted. He's basically
the 900th episode, right? He said that.
Yeah.
Okay. Faggot. Pick your alliance, damn it. SmackDown or Raw.
So The Undertaker is back, and he has decided that he is entering in the Royal Rumble, and that's pretty big news because Undertaker hasn't been in a Rumble in several years. In fact, he hasn't wrestled in a non-WrestleMania match in almost 3 years now. So I can't even think. There was 1 year where he had.
Remember that one Royal Rumble? I don't know. Sorry to cut you off.
No, it's fine.
Remember that one Royal Rumble? That's the one I remember. Is him and Shawn Michaels were the final two people.
That was
and
the
they
one
wrestled for 20 minutes.
Yes.
And it was a match.
I think that was 2007 though. So that's almost 10 years ago.
Where it's the two last people are crap. And then they wrestled for 20-minute match.
And it was great.
And it was awesome. You never see that in the Royal Rumble.
That was one of my favorite finishes to a Royal Rumble. Yeah. Even though I didn't care who won that, that was really cool because the two of the biggest legends in WWE history. So
besides 2004, who won the Royal Rumble, but
Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah, Eddie Guerrero won the Royal Rumble.
Right.
I saw that list on. I'm like, Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah, if you go onto the WWE.com's official Royal Rumble list winner.
Just announce that he's the
2004. They
winner.
announced Eddie Guerrero as the Royal Rumble winner, and as factual Josh Peck, who was our guest on the first episode of the Wretched Wrestling Podcast, pointed out, it was Eddie Guerrero did win a SmackDown Royal Rumble after that, so technically they can say that, but it didn't happen at the pay-per-view, and I think they're talking about the pay-per-view.
It's not a Royal Rumble.
No, it's not a Royal Rumble.
So anyway, it was pretty damn cool. Actually, I liked this little touch that they had. I don't know if it was real or not, but they had a screenshot of Mick Foley trembling when he came out. And I don't know if that was real or not. I mean, Mick Foley's such a great actor, but I was like, cool, and they've fought so many times, but still, it's The Undertaker. Yeah, we got to see him live at WrestleMania 29, whatever,
29.
So that was a really cool experience in itself, you know.
Yeah.
Also,
and that's when he beat Brock Lesnar at
CM
Punk at WrestleMania.
Yeah,
that's right.
Mm-hmm.
So
he's in it.
So that throws in a whole new wrinkle to this whole Royal Rumble predictions that we've been trying, in speculation that we've been going through.
Yeah.
And now I don't know if you've read all the dirt sheets and all about Undertaker's involvement. So originally it seemed like his involvement was going to lead to him winning the Rumble and facing somebody, whoever's the champion, going to Mania.
Right.
And the rumor was it was going to be John Cena. John Cena's facing AJ Styles for the WWE title at the Rumble. So him winning the title versus Undertaker winning the Rumble. And that's a match we all know they wanted to do last year.
For many years, actually.
For many years.
Couple of years.
It just hasn't worked out because of Undertaker's health, and John Cena got hurt last year.
Yeah.
And, so that was the original thing, but from what at least the most current dirt sheets that they've been throwing out there in the wrestling news universe is that that's not the case, and Undertaker's not going to be fighting John Cena from what I've read. I don't know if that's still true. They're saying...
Yeah, they've been throwing a lot of stuff up in the air. First they said, Cena, obviously. Now they're saying, then they were saying, Braun Strowman. Now they're saying that they're going to scrap the Braun Strowman gimmick, and now they don't they're not going to just let us know who's going to fight. So, I don't know who he can really fight at this point. I mean,
well, I don't know.
I wouldn't. I mean, you might blast me for this, but I wouldn't mind a Roman Reigns Undertaker match.
I would totally mind that.
I mean, I know, but
because Roman Reigns would beat him.
I know, but
they love the Roman.
The Roman.
The
romance.
Well, I don't think they're going in that direction. I mean, Undertaker.
That's a lot of things going on.
There's a lot of things going on.
You hear different stuff.
One thing I picked up on, I don't know if you saw this, was while Undertaker was cutting his promo, they cut backstage to Braun Strowman watching it on the monitor. So that's a tease potential that they could do that, like big man versus legend type of thing.
Yeah, they've done that in the past too. Undertaker fought Mark Henry and A-Train one time.
Yes,
at WrestleMania 19.
Yes,
so
it's supposed to be a tag match, but Nathan Jones did not show up.
No, he got beat up backstage, quote unquote.
So that's something to think about. I don't know. I mean,
just him in the Rumble is going to be fucking awesome.
It'll be I
don't even care if he wins or not.
It'll definitely be something to look at. So I mean, we know Braun Strowman's in the Rumble. So I mean, obviously the two of them. If that's I mean, I don't know if they're still up in the air. So they could just pull the plug on this, like that him watching it on the monitor. I mean, but he's the only one who got involved in that entire segment with the Undertaker. So it seems like that's the route they're going. Of course, they could change their minds next week. It seems like Vince McMahon is fucking fickle and likes to pull a plug on things like
have the Miz win. Yeah, who's actually in the Rumble now?
A couple of new names were announced. Also, the Miz is in it. Dolph Ziggler's in it. Corbin was already in it. Dean Ambrose is in it. Dean Ambrose cut a promo on SmackDown saying he's going to be the first SmackDown member to join the Rumble, and I was like, no, that's not true, because Baron Corbin did it like 2 weeks ago. So Dean the Dolphin fucker got it wrong once again.
Fuck you in the ass. That's right. Fucking fuck you.
Send the sirens or.
Fred God! Really he cut this fucking promo on the Miz. Did you see this on SmackDown? I know we're going out of order here, but he had the Asylum talk show again, featuring the Miz, and he had on the chair he had this little alligator head, who he called Maurice. It was so funny, the crowd laughed. I'm just like, fucking really, this is the humor that gets around nowadays. You had the 90s where you had the Rock just ripping everyone a new fucking asshole, and we're gonna go with a little alligator head called Maurice, really? Maurice, whatever.
He named it after the
Miz's wife. Yeah, that makes sense. I kind of this was ugh.
I did like that he gave Miz back the participation award that Miz gave him months ago, because it was something that it's something they don't normally do. They usually think WWE Universe has this. They forget this 2 week memory. So the fact that they went back to something that happened months ago, that participation award that Miz gave him, that was a long time ago. That was a real long time ago. That was when they first started feuding.
You're right.
So
I totally forgot about that too.
So when he gave it back to him, I was like, that's kind of cool. At least that they acknowledge that this has been a bigger feud than. I'm surprised the WWE Universe even knew what that was, because they do only have a 2 week memory. They're like goldfish. They basically can't remember anything.
I know. So, let's talk about, we're talking about returns. Let's talk about the other return that came from Monday Night Raw was Mr. WrestleMania himself, HBK, Shawn Michaels.
Right. Shawn Michaels also came back.
He's promoting his new movie. I forgot what it's called. I really don't care.
I don't know about you, man, but this segment was just fucking utter dog.
I loved it because it was so bad.
I hated it because it was so
bad on the mic.
This was
I loved it because it was so bad.
It was so poorly written. I don't know whoever the writer who's in charge of making this segment click, but it was.
I think it was Rusev's fault.
Such dog shit.
I don't think Rusev can improvise. Some people Enzo Cass, they can kind of jump bounce off each other and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Really easily because they're great on the mic. Rusev's just a dunce on the mic. He's just
stupid.
He kept trying to say put Lana in
the movie.
That's how to make it better. And he said it 5 times.
He said it
the movie's already been made.
He didn't say it 5 times, right? He said it 10 fucking times.
I know, but that's what made it so funny.
And I'm just it was so uncomfortable. terrible. I was watching. I was like, I had douche chills watching it. I was kind of like, no, stop saying the same thing over again.
That's why I liked it though, because it was so stupid.
It was so bad.
Rusev's so stupid. Like, he's just like a stupid character. He's like this big brute, you know. So like, just like for him saying this stupid shit and like keep going on about it, you're like, I'm like, the movie's been made, you dumbass. You can't just put Lana in it. I mean, I love a Lana movie, but like, you know,
I get what they were going for. They were trying to like do like a funny comedic thing with like Shawn Michaels, because Shawn Michaels like
was just there to promote the movie.
He's just there to promote the movie. He's not wrestling.
He's not wrestling.
You know,
and, as we know,
when he comes back, he's just kind of goofy. He's not like how he was when he was a wrestler. You know, like so he's just kind of like he's always like. He's trying to make like quick jokes. Just like, I don't know if you know how movies work, but it's kind of filmed and kind of done already. And like CGI, I don't think we could CGI her into it, but maybe we can. Like Chewbacca, you made a Chewbacca reference. I was just like, shut the fuck off, Shawn Michaels.
I know.
I've never hated Shawn Michaels more than this segment. Oh my god, yeah, dude, that was fucking terrible.
That was really bad.
That was terrible.
But I loved it though. Like every second of it.
It was kind of so bad that it was good.
It was good. It was so bad it was good.
Yeah.
But like that wasn't the point.
I was just yelling at the TV. I'm like, stop saying, put her in the movie.
But they did that last time. It was like recreate our marriage. Like, dude, stop.
They're terrible. They're terrible on the mic. Yeah,
they're not good improvisers.
They're no good. And I get it. They wanted the cheap heat, somebody to like yell at Shawn Michaels.
So is Rusev. Can't go wrong with Rusev.
Yeah, and then Shawn Michaels hits a Sweet Chin music and whatever. So
it's all good.
Yeah. So I mean, the other big news from Monday Night Raw was the main event was a handicap match for the United States title between Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns, and we have a new United States champion,
Mr. Y2J, Chris Jericho.
You stupid idiot.
Well, technically, Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens are the United States champions.
That's right.
And the Universal champion.
Right, they're the Universal States champion.
Exactly. So
this was awesome.
I was very happy, and then I texted you, and then I realized the reality of it all.
Right, the reality of it is the problem.
What's going on now?
Yeah.
And I'm like, uh-oh.
We talked about
Jericho's not winning the Rumble anymore.
Jericho's definitely out of the picture for the Rumble. Like that was our dream scenario, is him winning the Rumble, facing his partner Kevin Owens.
And siren.
Yeah. There you go. And it's just over now. So that's just not happening. And the worst news is not just that, is that Roman Reigns now just lost the secondary title going into a pay-per-view where he's facing for the Universal title. So,
with Jericho in a shark cage.
Right, with Jericho in a shark cage. Why are they calling it a shark cage? I don't know. When it's basically
that's just like the same cage from like the 80s.
It's the same thing that they just did with Paul Ellering in the Authors of Pain versus TM61 at NXT Takeover in Toronto. So,
yeah. Like, they've always called it that in wrestling. Like, even in the 80s, they, like, Jim Cornette used to do a lot of shit. Like, they just called it the Shark Tank. I don't know.
They didn't call it, but what I was going to say was they didn't call it that during the Paul Ellering segment. They just called it, he's just going to be suspended above the ring. But, like, now that's a shark cage. I'm like,
yeah. Because it's like one of those cages, like, when you go into water. You know what I mean? Like,
I understand what it's called, but I'm just saying it's stupid. Just call it a cage. You don't need to call it a
I'm not going to be
shark cage
about it, yeah. So, yeah.
So
Jericho's not winning the Rumble.
Jericho's not winning the Rumble, and Roman Reigns is probably going to win the United States title now going into the Royal Rumble. So, you know how much me and Fred love Roman Reigns in the main events and holding championships and stuff. So, I don't even want to talk about it. Because
the only saving grace we have is if Goldberg fights him at Fastlane, because he's supposed to wrestle at Fastlane.
Right, Goldberg is supposed to wrestle.
And beats him.
Was Goldberg on Raw this past week?
No, he wasn't.
He was not.
No.
Okay, so we didn't get...
Or Brock.
Yeah,
so they weren't there. Or Paul Heyman. No one was
Brock Lesnar is supposed to come back this Monday.
Yeah.
So, I'm sure how many more weeks do we have? We have 2 more weeks before the Rumble, so 2 more weeks of programming?
I think so.
Yeah. It's the end of the month. So, we have a couple more weeks of really ironing out the last details. So, I think they've announced, I want to say 13 or 14 participants in the Rumble. Nobody crazy aside from The Undertaker as the real threat at this point. So
Braun, Undertaker, that's pretty much where I'm going with this at this point. You know?
Braun or Undertaker. But at the same time, if they're fighting each other, if they do that, neither of them are going to win because they'd be facing each other.
Or Goldberg can win it.
Goldberg can win it. I'm starting to think he's not winning it though, because he's going to face Brock Lesnar at Mania. That's my go-to. I could see him winning it, but what are they going to do? Is Brock going to win the title? Or Brock and him aren't going to have any encounter? They have to have another encounter. Brock Lesnar is not going to stand for the way he lost to him the last time at Survivor Series.
Yeah.
So
I'm more excited about that, honestly, is that they're going to face each other in the ring again.
To me, if they continue with the Braun Strowman Undertaker thing and they continue with the Brock Lesnar and Goldberg thing, that means you're eliminating all four of those guys from winning the Rumble. And that's... no, I'm good. Give me a beer. Right. So that's kind of where I'm going with this at this point, is that, we have all these, great contenders in the Royal Rumble, and all these, new guys, and these guys are really pushing, but at the same time, they're also kind of leading me to believe that they're all going to fight each other, and none of them are going to have the title. The only ones in the title scene right now are John Cena, AJ Styles, Kevin Owens, and Roman Reigns. Obviously, there's a pay-per-view before WrestleMania, Fastlane. I don't know if there's another one in between. Do they still have...
It's just Fastlane, as far as I know.
Okay, that seems like it's a long gap, so I would imagine there's another one in between, maybe Elimination Chamber is supposed to come back.
Oh, that's right, Elimination Chamber.
So there's two pay-per-views, so, things could still change, but for the Rumble itself, I'm not so sure.
Right.
So...
We got a lot to think about.
And that's kind of a nice segue into my thing. So because they have all these feuds kind of already set up, we know Seth Rollins isn't going to win the Rumble because he's going to fight Triple H at Mania, so he's not winning.
Triple H came into the Rumble.
Yeah, it's almost like Jericho still makes the most sense because there's a chance Kevin Owens retains. That's still possible.
It's still possible.
It's still very possible. So there is a chance that Jericho could win to face him.
Slight chance.
Slight chance. It's definitely diminished with him winning the United States title. Yeah. But the segue I wanted to go to is the rumor that Samoa Joe is going to be a surprise entrant in the Royal Rumble, and another thing is they're saying he's going to be in line for a major push and involved in a major match at WrestleMania. So that means they're going to build him up right from the get-go, and I'm throwing this out there early. I have a feeling that Samoa Joe might win the Royal Rumble as a total shock. A total shock. Yeah, think about it.
That's crazy.
Think about it. And I got the perfect scenario for you. What,
he challenges Styles?
No, Cena's going to beat Styles. That's my gut feeling. Okay. I think Cena's going to beat Styles. Whether it's at the Rumble or at the next pay-per-view.
Oh, you're right. I think so. I think that too.
And then Cena will face Samoa Joe in the whatever the WWE Championship match is at WrestleMania. I'm throwing it out there. I'm saying it's way more likely than it's definitely way more likely than Jericho winning the Rumble. It's more likely than Braun Strowman winning the Rumble. I don't think Braun Strowman's winning the Rumble, unless they go back to that idea that they want to do Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman, but I don't think anybody wants to see that. I feel like people want to see Braun Strowman and Undertaker more.
Yeah.
Because it's like Undertaker versus a big guy who's, so...
Yeah, that's fine, and Braun will carry his weight.
I'm throwing an early prediction out there is that, yes, he will be a surprise entrant, and if they want to get him into a main event at WrestleMania, as the rumors are saying... what better way to build him up and put him in a main event caliber match than having him win the Royal Rumble as a complete surprise entrant? They've never done something like that before. They've never done something like that before. They've had surprise returns win the Rumble, like Edge won it that year.
Yes.
And John Cena won it the first year he won it. But they've never done it where it's like a fresh face for the main television winning the Rumble.
I actually have a different scenario than you. I'm going to disagree with you on this one.
Okay, that's fine.
I don't think so. I think he will make his debut at the Royal Rumble.
Okay.
I've been watching SmackDown a lot now, and Corbin had fought Cena this week on SmackDown.
Yeah.
Now, it was a very good match. Cena beats Corbin, whatever, that's fine. But a lot of the time... Corbin's been calling out Styles. Styles was at the announce table, and the whole time he's like, "What the fuck you say to me? What'd you say?" Mm-hmm. When you make little comments, I'm thinking, and then the prior week, he's like, calling Styles a pussy pretty much, and like I think at the Royal Rumble, I think Corbin's gonna cost Cena the title, and I think Cena and Corbin is gonna go for it, and then I think Samoa Joe and Cena are gonna fight because Cena's been on this like. Listen, this is my own theory. So both scenarios. You
I think
have a better
Corbin
chance.
is in line for a big push. I just don't think he's going to be in a big main event WrestleMania match.
Well, see where I'm going with this here. Like the last couple of weeks, like especially even the promo that John Cena had cut in the backstage, talking about he's got like a little fire lit under his ass. Finally, fucking thank God. Talking about how the new era, is gonna, he's a part timer, he's a has been. The new era thinks he's gonna knock him down, he's gonna prove him wrong. What better way for Samoa Joe, a new era guy, just to come in and just beat the shit out of John Cena? Just don't even see it coming at all or anything like that. Set up Samoa Joe, John Cena.
Okay.
I like that scenario. I don't think it's going to happen.
I like it too.
I would love it.
I like it too. I just don't know what AJ Styles does then. If he's
Corbin.
If he's retaining the title, really? Like that's
well
as like a title match going to Mania. Like it just seems.
We've seen other world title matches that haven't been that great.
Yeah, you're right. We've had Alberto Del Rio and Sheamus in WrestleMania, world title matches, but I don't know.
What else can you? Well, I mean, you have a good scenario too, but I'm just.
I'm not saying you're wrong.
I want to play devil's advocate with you.
That's fine. I'm just throwing it out there as like
No, of course.
Then what do we do with the great AJ Styles, who's had one of the best first year in WWE. I mean, he's been one of the top performers. He was my wrestler of the year for 2016. He joined the company a year ago at this point, and he basically just ascended to the top, and people are loving him, even though he's a heel. That's just my thing. It's like, is he turning face then? Is that what they're doing? Like, do they do a face him versus Baron Corbin? It's possible.
I mean, like, I'm thinking of like these subtleties that like SmackDown's been playing up, and granted, we got we got a couple months for WrestleMania, and they've been really building up Corbin, as a viable candidate for at least a world title match, and stuff like that. So, our opinions might change in March. Like, I don't see Baron Corbin becoming a champion at WrestleMania at all. But the way they push him, maybe they
make him a threat by then. Definitely.
Would you say off? Or something?
What?
You said there's only one person watching.
Did I say that?
I'm here on the live Facebook Live.
I'm right here.
That's weird.
I'm watching. I don't know. So anyway, this is there's another possibility which is kind of like thrown. I think they're throwing a lot of big names in this match so that you don't expect who's winning. That's good. That's great because I mean, the year that Sheamus won. I don't think
I totally forgot about that, by the way.
I don't think anybody thought he was going to win. Like, that was just, like, he wasn't pushed as a big guy going into it. I mean, he was up there already. He had already been a champion at that point. But I don't think anybody had seen, like, nobody said, like, oh, it's him. It's totally going to be him. Like, I don't...
No, not at all.
Like, do they have, like a crazy, like, upset victory? Like, where they just, like, a guy who's paid his dues? Like... Because they do that from time to time. Like, they just throw it on a guy who paid his dues. They did it with Chris Benoit. He paid his dues for 30 years in wrestling, and they're like, all right, you're winning the Rumble. But that year we kind of knew he was winning the Rumble.
Right. Yeah, totally.
But the year Edge won, they paid his dues. The year, I'm forgetting names off the top of my head.
One of my favorite Royal Rumbles of all time, I don't know if you've seen it, Craig, is 1982 Royal Rumble, where Flair won. Right. Now, Flair had just got there. He was a big name, of course, already before then. But he only got there maybe like a month or two before. And First of all, if you've never seen that Royal Rumble, I highly suggest it just for Bobby the Brain Heenan's commentary alone. Like, is the greatest fucking thing in the world. Like, because he was like on Ric Flair's side, and he was like anytime that a guy like Roddy Piper came in or Hogan, he'd be like, no, like, because he wanted Ric Flair to win this title so badly. But like, you had like all these big names. You had Ric Flair, you had Roddy Piper, you had Hogan, you had Sid Justice. I think the Macho Man was in it or something like that. I mean, like, you had all these really big names, and you didn't really know what was going on.
Right.
And,
that's what's good about this year, too.
That's what's good about this year.
I mean, there are iconic names in here. You got Brock Lesnar, who's one of, like, the most, like... He's one of the most
dominant figures in the last couple of years.
In the last, like... and he's an imposing figure. He's a guy they created. He took a long sabbatical from wrestling, but, he's still fucking over like crazy. You got Goldberg in the Royal Rumble. Goldberg, 14 years since his last match, back in 2004, and he's in it. The Undertaker is making a rare appearance. Like, you don't get these kind of things, but at the same time,
and then you got the people that might even come in, like Samoa Joe. Like, that'd be awesome.
Right,
I'm sorry to bother you, like
Jericho has been on a great run.
We've had rumors of Kenny Omega being signed.
Right, Kenny Omega. But what I'm getting at here is, though, like, with the way things are standing now, the way they've built up storylines and the way that they've hinted and the way that at least my interpretation of all the rumors going around is, like, I feel like they're throwing these big names in the match, so you all think it's going to be one of those big guys, and I don't think I'm leaning towards it's not going to be a big guy winning it. It's going to be like
I hope
an underdog, like not an underdog, but like not one of the big names who
like a Dolph Ziggler or something.
Yeah, and I was going to say Ziggler. Ziggler is very possible, very small, but it's possible because they just turned him heel. He
lost to Kalisto this week.
Yeah, well, and then he healed the fuck out. And
that was awesome.
He fucking killed him. And The Miz could win. The Miz could definitely win the Royal Rumble.
Could win.
He just dropped the Intercontinental title. He's been an amazing heel since SmackDown started, since they went live, I should say. And I'm kind of like I'm gearing up for like an underdog. That's why I'm throwing Samoa Joe's name in there because I feel like if the rumors are true that they want to build him up, I can't think of a better way than doing it than to just have him fucking win the goddamn Rumble. Because I feel like every year they try to do something that's never been done before. And they've kind of, they're at, the Royal Rumble started, 1988?
Yeah.
So we're almost...
88.
Yeah, we're almost 30 years of Royal Rumbles, right? Like, this is the 29th Royal Rumble. So... I feel like they want to do something just to change it up. Just like when Undertaker beat... when Brock Lesnar beat Undertaker at WrestleMania. I don't feel like they did it because, like, it was like, it's time. It's just like, they just did it for the shock factor. You're like,
I found out, like, 15 minutes that he wanted to do that.
Right.
Like, but Vince is a fucking moron.
Vince is a fucking moron, but he's still fucking in charge. Being 71 years old, he still wants to be the creator, the main go-to answer guy. So that's why I'm leaning towards, like, a complete shock victory. Not shock, but, like unexpected.
And then, of course, Nia Jax could win.
Right.
Like, she could be a surprise entrance and win.
She's not going to win. She's going to... I think...
No, I'm rooting for her.
We're not doing this again. I'm not wasting my fucking breath.
All right, fine. I won't do it. But I'm just saying, I'm rooting for Nia Jax.
It was great watching Asuka kick her ass in Japan. That was fucking great.
That was not nice. That wasn't a good time.
It was a great time.
Why would it be a great time?
No, I do actually think she'll be in the Rumble because they love throwing in.
I get it. It's like fat isn't sexy. Okay.
There's a laundry going up in the basement. It's the heat.
Oh, the heat. Sorry.
Look at it on
There's major heat. There's major heat.
There's major heat in this room, baby.
Between us.
So. I actually do think Nia Jax will be in the Rumble because they like to throw a woman in it. They did it with Karma that one year, remember that? And they did it with Beth Phoenix one year too, and Chyna was in it twice also. So
those are, I don't know. I really don't think she's gonna be in the Rumble, but
I think she will be because they love doing those things. They love doing.
I'm not like most girls.
Yeah. So But
we get that song stuck in my head again.
Aside from the people we've mentioned, I can't think of. I take that back. There is one more guy, and this would kind of fill in that Edge and
it's Edge.
No, Edge and John Cena returning from injury when nobody expected them back. Kind of fill that out.
There we go.
Finn Balor.
Say it. Yep.
Finn Balor.
I think he would be cool to make it. I heard he was rumored to come back in March.
Right.
Like you said, but that,
the Royal Rumble.
They do that to you, though.
Yeah.
Like, they always
do that.
They do that
always
all the time to you. Seth Rollins was supposed to come back in, like, August. He came back in, like, June.
John Cena gets hurt all the time, and he always comes back as a surprise early. Like, when John Cena came back.
He was supposed to be out for 9 months.
I was there, okay?
You were there for this. So
2008 Royal Rumble was in Madison Square Garden, and nobody even knew who was going to win that year. That was one of those years where you're just like, there's so many people in it, like
Piper and Snuka were in it.
Tommy Dreamer was in it too.
Tommy Dreamer,
yeah. It was so crazy, and like I remember like the last entrant was coming up, and like the only people left in the ring at this point was like Triple H, and I was like, everybody kind of was like, all right, Triple H is winning the Rumble this year. It's like great, and he already won it, like at that point. Mm-hmm. And fucking, I just remember the air in the building, like, kind of going out when John Cena's music hit at number 30. Because, like, there was a great reaction from, like, the marks that were there. But, it was a New York crowd. So there was just, like, a kind of like a...
And like, I watched this on television, and I fucking cringed.
I
knew you were there live, and I'm like, oh my god. Craig must be flipping his shit right now because I was like the height of our Cena hate.
Oh my god!
Like,
yes,
and I was dying because you were there, and I'm like,
it was a bad moment for me being a wrestling fan.
What's up, Chad Michael?
Yawn.
Fuck, why are you doing that? Chad. My bad. Yawn. My bad.
He says Benoit was framed. So
yeah, well, we'll never know the truth. I think it was Bob Holly that framed him.
Well, he did kill him with a chair shot. Probably ended his life a little too early.
It was Chris Jericho.
So, what were we talking about? Yeah, so the 2008 Rumble was just like, it was such a letdown, and I feel like that's the thing. Like, they're saying Finn Balor is probably cleared to return for Mania season. But that doesn't mean he can't be in the Royal Rumble. The Royal Rumble isn't like a regular match where you have to be like cleared. Most of the match is people just holding onto the ropes for a fucking half an hour.
Yeah.
Like Chris Jericho was in it last year when he came back for he was in it for 50 minutes, and I don't remember him doing a goddamn thing in that match other than holding onto the ropes for most of the match.
Yeah, most time you're like, the guy's trying to lift him off the top corner, and then he gets beat up.
Right. And he has a bad shoulder, so, I mean, how hard could that be for him to do that, right? He's rehabbing his shoulder.
Yeah.
So he could be in a Royal Rumble match, win it, theoretically, and then not wrestle again until WrestleMania, and just build it up. And, he's got that gimmick like The Undertaker, where it's kind of like, he's got that aura around him. I also heard a rumor, though, that they want to do Finn Balor versus The Undertaker.
That would be cool. I think it's a little early for that, but that would be cool.
Well, I mean...
Finn Balor just went onto the roster, got hurt, and now he's been gone.
Right.
And now you want to put him against a classic wrestler.
Right, but you never know when The Undertaker is going to call it quits. That's the other problem.
I mean, I would see maybe WrestleMania. What are we up to now? WrestleMania 33?
33, yeah.
I could see that being a 34 main event. You know what I mean? Give Balor a year.
Do you really think Undertaker's going to wrestle again? Every year.
Yeah, why not?
Every year, I'm like, all right, this is it. They got to call it now. This is the end. But I don't think they ever will. They're going to do it. One day he'll just die, and people will be like, oh, can't wait for him to come back. And no, dude, he actually died. No, sorry. But he died. He was buried alive in 1998 in a match against Kane, and he came back. No, dude, you don't understand.
Oh, yeah, I was actually going to bring that up. Me and my friend Tim have been talking. Angle's supposed to possibly come back around March, quote
That'd be
unquote.
Great.
And he could actually be a surprise entrant in the Royal Rumble, which is
that would be awesome.
This is another great thing. Kurt Angle.
We've been dying for Kurt Angle to come back.
He's supposed to come.
Our
to
friend
WWE.
Tim is such a huge fucking Kurt Angle mark.
Yeah,
he's been talking about
and Christian.
And Kane. He's been asking us like, when is Angle coming back for years, and we're like, never until recently, and now it seems like
taking 90 Vicodins a day. He's not coming back to WWE.
Yeah,
but now he's been clean. I've been following him on Instagram. He looks healthy. He looks good. So, like they said, the dirt sheets have been saying he might come back in March.
Angle would be a good.
Which means he could come back and do Royal Rumble.
Angle would be a good surprise entrant, but he's definitely not winning. If Balor's in it,
foot him.
Right, foot him. If Balor's in it, there's a good chance he could win because I mean, look where they left off with him. His first fucking main pay-per-view match in WWE, he won the Universal title, and then he got hurt and he had to vacate it the next night on Raw. So. I don't know if they want to ease him back into it, or if they just want to throw him right back where they left off with him, like put him in a main event. Like, it's possible. I don't see how. I don't know how they do it.
Yeah, a lot of speculation this year, which is nice because usually we pretty much know the plan going into Royal Rumble and WrestleMania, and this year we have no clue. So it's actually pretty cool for once, So anyway, do you want to talk about anything else besides that? Because
You've got some things.
Nah. Yeah, SmackDown was good this week. Very quickly, Baron Corbin's becoming one of my favorite wrestlers on the active roster right now. Just I'm not saying he's the best, but as far as like potential, he's got a great gimmick. He's got the lone wolf gimmick, which you can't go wrong with that.
I like him because
he holds his own. I remember I was telling you months back that I'm like, Big Cass will be a big star. I feel the same way on SmackDown. Baron Corbin will be a big star one day if he keeps it up.
I definitely think he'll be a big star. You know what I like about his character?
They're like parallel together.
You know what I like about his character? He's a heel who doesn't like other heels. Like, that's what I fucking love about
That's what I mean. Like during the Cena match,
he's been doing that for a while now.
He was just like yelling shit at Styles the whole time. Yep. You know what I mean?
He's been doing that for a while, and that's what I like. That's what I like about him. He's been really good.
I did actually. Yeah, well, we could talk about that later. But it was a 6-star matchup.
Yeah, I heard about it. I didn't watch it yet.
It's pretty awesome.
I don't have 45 minutes of my life to spare, so I'll get on it when I have 45 minutes.
Single people with no kids, aka me, have the time. Yeah. But that was a great match. Kenny Omega versus Rainmaker Okada.
Sounds like
it's on YouTube, so if you have a chance. So why don't we just go into that?
Right
Jan, thank you.
Yeah.
It looks like there's a big rumor that Kenny Omega is WWE bound. So last year, they've been trying to make these connections. John Cena had posted a picture of AJ Styles on his Twitter, and then a few weeks later, or a month later, he became a surprise entrant into the Royal Rumble and got a huge pop, and then skyrocketed from there. And now John Cena did the same thing with Kenny Omega. So everyone's thinking that Kenny Omega, and then Kenny Omega's been doing like cryptic tweets, like he doesn't know what he's doing. He could be swerving us all. I have no fucking clue.
Yeah.
Money talks, baby. You know what I mean? And Kenny Omega's an established star in New Japan, and as we've been seeing the last year or two, WWE likes to snatch these guys up. Shinsuke Nakamura, Hideo Itami, AJ Styles was he was in TNA, but New Japan.
Right, Gallows and
Anderson. Now maybe Kenny Omega. It's I don't know. If
I like too that they've been letting guys keep their fucking names too. Like they let Shinsuke keep his name
because it's their brand,
right?
With
Itami, they didn't let him keep his what was his name? Kenta, yeah. They didn't let him keep it, but they're letting Roderick Strong keep it. Roderick Strong is still Roderick Strong, which is awesome.
Austin Aries.
Glorious. Yeah, Bobby Roode.
Eric Young. Samoa Joe.
I'm surprised they let him keip that name.
I know.
Especially
it's
now
such a stupid name.
It's terrible, dude. Yeah. That's like me being Irish Craig. Great Irish Craig. 75% Irish Craig.
Yeah, so I think that if Kenny Omega does make a surprise entrant into Rumble, it's going to make him. Will it make as big of a pop as AJ Styles? Probably not, just because Styles was in TNA for 10 years beforehand, and so people knew who he was. You know, he was a homegrown star in America, then went to Japan, then went back to America. Kenny Omega kind of has been a Japan guy for many years. Not really much. He does the smart marks know him, but he doesn't have the name value that AJ Styles has.
Right.
So you never know.
I mean, almost nobody has that kind of name value. I mean, AJ Styles is one of the biggest non-WWE guys for many years, and then they finally signed him last year.
Yeah, Omega's got a great look.
Yeah,
I mean, he could fit perfectly well with like the likes of Styles, Finn Balor, Dolph Ziggler, all those types of people. You know, Shinsuke.
Yeah, I don't think he would be like Styles and go right to WWE. I think he'd be like Shinsuke and go to NXT first and probably become a star there. And
I would hope he would, because if Joe's going to get called up, then they need people. You know?
Definitely. They're going to need people down there. Joe's definitely getting called up. We talked about that before. But, I mean...
Well, he should.
I mean, we're still a couple weeks away. Things could still change. We know Vince McMahon is, he's probably thinking about it right now and changing his mind and going to do Undertaker versus, Colin Delaney. So,
James Ellsworth.
Same thing.
Luther Reigns.
Luther Reigns versus Roman Reigns. I want the battle of the Reigns. Rain on me. So... We should,
Who will win?
So,
Luther Reigns or Roman Reigns?
I mean...
Superman Punch versus The Punch.
The only thing that, I can think about that we really haven't talked about is, I don't know if you've been watching. So you have been watching SmackDown.
Yeah.
You've been telling me you've been fast-forwarding the women's segments, right, pretty much?
Yeah, I've been watching all the shit. I can't.
Aside from the fact that they're doing James Ellsworth and a Carmella thing, I don't want to talk about that. But that's just stupid right off the bat. But I wanted to talk about.
We don't talk about people without chins.
Okay, I should go about that.
You have a chin.
Oh, I do. I do. You do. So I want to talk about this Natalya and Nikki Bella thing, okay? So this all started...
I've sort of heard of this.
This all started at Survivor Series, okay? So it was Team SmackDown versus Team Raw, SmackDown, Survivor Series, whatever. SmackDown versus Raw, Survivor Series match for the women's. They did 3 for each division. Now, the women's won. Nikki Bella got beat up backstage before the match started, and Natalya was scheduled to be the manager, a.k.a. their coach. It was so stupid. And basically she got beat up, and then they had to insert Natalya into the match. Okay. That should have been it right there. That should have been the end of that. Been okay, and now the two of them are going to feud. Because everybody knew it was fucking Natalya, because she wanted to be in the match. I was fucking listening to her, even on a fucking... she was on the Sam Roberts show. And she even said, I'm kind of mad that I'm not in this match. And she was, not in character at all. She's just I've worked my ass off for the last 10 years, and the fact that...
has, even though I hate her.
Me too. I don't like her, but, yeah, she paid her
dues.
Yeah, so did fucking Big Show. Suck a dick. So, it was so obvious it was her. But then they dragged it out for, 3 weeks, where Carmella was, they kept accusing Carmella of doing it, and Nikki kept accusing Carmella for doing it, which made no sense, because they had feuded, and Carmella even said, if I was the one who attacked you, I would have done it to your face, not behind your back like a little bitch. And so she basically just kept saying, ask Natalya who did it. And Natalya, who's been a heel for quite some time, ever since she turned heel on Becky months ago, which we were talking about a lot back then when we did our full show recaps.
Fucked up.
And then, so she's been a heel. She was never not a heel since that happened. And so basically, they get confronted to the point where the three of them are in the ring, and Carmella's like, "You told me you did it, so why didn't you tell it?" And Natalya looks at her like, "Why'd you fucking say that? That was between us." And Nikki Bella is standing there like, "Oh my god, it was you?" And I'm like, how fucking stupid is Nikki Bella in this fucking instant?
Oh man!
And then
that's why I don't watch.
And then they talk about it for weeks afterwards. So they finally reveal it. It was her. It was Natalya. No shit.
Yeah.
And then they say something along the lines of you are my friend. I'm like, no. You were never friends. That's the thing.
Maybe on Total Divas, but not in wrestling world.
Nobody watches that shit.
I know.
Nobody watches that. It was so stupid. And I'm watching it, I'm like, why did they just pretend for 3 weeks that Natalya was fucking just Why did they say that Natalya? Why did they say that Natalya was my friend? I respected you, and I looked up to you, and like they healed her up again. I'm like, no, there was such bullshit. So anyway, throw all of that aside. Now here's my point. This past week on SmackDown, and this is why SmackDown is so much better than Raw.
This is the shit siren, by the way.
Yeah, the shit siren. We have a siren going on.
Randy, when something's going on, you gotta call the shit siren.
You smell it? Randy, do you smell that? Shit storms are brewing.
Oh no, what's that mean, Mr. Leahy?
Good acting class, Randy. So, as bad as I've hated the storyline between the two of them, this past week on SmackDown, Natalya...
There's something going on.
Now, you know when they do those things when they go... It's like right before commercial, they show somebody, like, walking to the ring, like, and they're playing the SmackDown music in the background, they go... Yeah, and they're like... And, like, they show, like, Nikki walking, she's, like, walking to the ring, she's like...
Yeah.
And then and they're like, we'll be right back. We'll be right back. We're gonna have Nikki Bella in action. And Natalya attacked her during that, which they never do that. Like, because it just seemed like their normal segment where they were just like walking to the ring, like they were playing the music. It wasn't very obvious that this was gonna happen. So Natalya attacked her, and I was like, oh, that was cool. Like, they never do it like in that production way where they're playing the music. They're like, we're going to commercial. We'll be right back. And she attacked her right before they went to commercial. Like,
that's kind of
cool. So they come back. Natalya goes to the ring. She's being all cunty and, like, smiling. She's like, look what I fucking did. And then Nikki Bella comes out, and they just fucking lay into each other for, like, 3 minutes. And
like verbally?
Like, brawling. Like, Nikki just kind of, like fast speed walks into the ring, and they just start, like almost catfighting, but just, like fucking, like, haymakers on the ground. Yeah, brawling all over the place.
Okay.
And it was really well done.
Sounds pretty hot.
And that's what I was trying to get at. As much as I've hated this entire fucking promo, this whole program, this actual segment on SmackDown was so good. I don't know how they pulled it off. I actually really enjoyed it. And I've talked about this for way too much. I spent way too much time on this already.
I love your rants.
I just wanted to say how, even though I hate some of their storylines, they still can produce something good out of it. Because
I don't know who's writing SmackDown.
I don't know. I don't know the writers anymore. All the guys who I used to know back in the day in like the 90s and early 2000s. Like
Michael Hayes?
Yeah, they're all fucking gone except for Michael Hayes. He's still there.
Road Dogg? Road Dogg writing the show? Is Paul Heyman writing the show? Is Kevin Dunn writing the show?
Kevin Dunn is definitely not writing the show.
Yeah, he's writing Raw. Fucking faggot.
Isn't Kevin Dunn out? Isn't he been out for a while?
Nah, he's still there.
Oh. He will be. I'm thinking of Kevin Kelly.
Yeah. The will be gone when
Kevin Kelly's in Ring of Honor. Alright, so you have anything else to talk about? I just wanted to point out how, as much as I fucking hated that whole segment, I really loved how they played it up on SmackDown, where they just had this fucking real animosity and beef. So I thought that was really well done. Somehow they still impress me after all this time.
Yeah, no, SmackDown's been really, really good quality lately. I gotta admit, I was more of a Raw fan. I switched over to SmackDown now. So it's just I watch like Raw on Monday, where I'm like, okay, like Monday's over, like day of work, stuff like that. So I'm like, I need some like wrestling in my life. I need a little Chris Jericho funniness, and stuff like that. And but SmackDown, I'll actually keep on the DVR and I'll watch it. I'll fast through the crap, but I'll watch the real stuff, like the real matches, like American Alpha and the Wyatts they had this week. Stuff like that. So, I'm pretty much out of stuff. Maybe we should close one a little early because I'm not really feeling that great. But
yeah, that's fine.
But,
I don't want to. No, that's really all I wanted to talk about. I almost saved that Nikki Bella Natalya thing for quick jabs in case we didn't push out an episode this week. But
push it out,
baby. So I'm glad we were able to actually get one in this week. So that's 3 weeks in a row. By the way,
I love getting them in.
Fred loves getting it in. That's his favorite.
No.
He loves getting it in men's butts.
We went 48 minutes
and 24 seconds.
Yes, without you saying a goddamn word to me about my sexuality, which I'm still not going to reveal on the podcast.
I don't want to. We're definitely not going to review it yet either, because oh my god.
No, we're not going to preview it. We're not going to talk about it. But that's all I'm going to say. Just lay off.
Well, I got nothing else this week.
Straight.
Okay.
Straight? No, straight.
I didn't say anything about straight.
No, I did.
Okay, great.
Just letting you know.
Okay. Fred, I'm straight, and I don't mention it all the time.
Why not?
It's almost like you're trying to convince yourself.
No, but like, why wouldn't you say it? Like, why don't you just embrace? Why can't you just say I'm straight?
Because
like say it proud and loud. Like gay people say that I'm proud and loud. I'm gay. Why can't you say I'm proud and loud? I'm straight. Why can't I say that? Why can't I have a straight movement?
Because it doesn't matter what I am. Nobody cares what I am. See what I'm trying to get at here? Because, like, you're pushing it out there because I feel like people want to be like, no, you're not. And I feel like you want people to know something. Fred, what's going on?
I don't want to tell anybody anything.
You don't want to tell them anything?
No.
Is there something to tell?
No, there's nothing to tell at all. But, like, I just, people, if they have questions at all, they can give it to me. By the way, all you fucking faggots out there, I try to do something fun for the podcast. Kind of come up with a funny picture, and I'll give you a shout out. But you know what? No one gets a fucking shout out. You know who gets a shout out? I get the shout out. Craig Dixon gets a shout out. He didn't respond back to me at all.
Did Jesse send you something?
No!
I thought he sent you something.
No! No one sent anything. I did everything.
We have 0 followers.
Like, I'm like, hey, let's do fun. I mean, I can't give you, like, a free shirt. I'm sorry. You want me to take the fucking shirt off my back?
No,
I can't.
No.
Like, you want me to take my pants off and give it to you?
No!
I'll do it right now. Dude. I'll do it.
I don't want to.
No, okay, fine.
Do not.
I'll give you my right shoe.
That's fine.
You want, like, free shit? I can't do that for you. But, like, I thought we'd do something a little funny. Like, hey, let's come up with a little contest. You know what? No, fuck you guys. Fuck our fans. Fuck everybody. Fuck everything. Fuck straight people. Fuck gay people. Well, no, I'm not. It's not that. I'm not gonna go there.
Wait, so you're gonna fuck straight people?
They would not do that. I couldn't fuck a straight person.
Wait,
I gotta fuck somebody.
Right. So who?
You're mixing my words up. I'm getting a little passionate over here. Let's stop before I get ahead of myself.
Okay. Yeah, you'd love to get a little head from yourself.
No, you don't want to do that.
Yes.
No. No, not the shit siren. No.
It's a shit siren, Randy.
Man. I will not be wearing a Bumblebee costume.
You might look like, what's the guy's name on The Simpsons? Bumblebee Man. He doesn't have a name, does he?
Chihuahua. Fucking stupid.
Alright, I think we're just dragging this out for no fucking reason at this point.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Me, staying straight. Craig is straight as well. Signing off. And that's it.
Never in question. Me
either.
We'll see how the next couple of weeks of the Royal Rumble build plays off. We still got a couple weeks of Raw and Smackdown. Hopefully we get a little bit clear, but I don't want it to be too clear because I kind of like this vagueness where I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, this is kind of surprises.
This is kind of fun right now, so I don't want them to make it very obvious the week before. So keep it like this way. I like what they're doing here, but I don't want it be like.
You want a shit pile. You don't want a fucking house. You want a pile of shit.
Yeah.
And then you
pile of shit
with shit nuggets, and you pick them out, and you don't know which one you're gonna pick out.
Exactly. So if you guys aren't listening to us, obviously you're listening to us. If you guys aren't following us on Twitter, please follow us at Wretched Wrestle. We are also on the Facebook at Wretched Wrestling, www.facebook.com/Wretched Wrestling. Mm-hmm. We are also on YouTube as well. I don't know the URL.
Yes, we just started YouTube.
At Wretched Wrestling, I believe.
Wretched Wrestling?
So you could check out...
Wretched Wrestling, correct.
So if you missed our Facebook Live feed, you could also check it out later on
or even if you just subscribe, that would be cool.
Subscribe, yeah.
And you don't even have to listen to it.
If you listen to us on iTunes, please leave us some reviews. Rate and review our podcast. Please give us 5 stars.
Yeah, please just do something.
We're RVD, baby. We do 5-star frog splashes here. So that's going to wrap it up here on the 32nd episode of the Wretched Wrestling Podcast. I guess...
Do you want to do this song together?
Can we?
We could do it.
Yeah.
I think we can.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. One.
You want to go high? I'll go low. Or you want to go low and I'll go high?
I'll go high.
Okay.
1, What does that mean?
I was kind of hoping you would say low, so I would have been like, of course you would. Anyway.
No. Now let's go back to that. What the hell does that mean?
I meant nothing.
Didn't mean anything.
No. I meant...
just meant like I would like rather go loud, like voice-wise?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, we'll leave it like that.
Okay.
We'll leave it at that.
Okay. That's exactly what I meant.
1, 2, 3. We love... Come on!
He did so high!
It's harmonies, baby.
I know. Okay.
You want to try again? This is the dumbest song ever, by the way. I don't even know why I started that song.
I don't know why either. You just started doing it like...
Yeah, what does that mean?
The first episode did you start doing this?
Nah,
second or third?
Like a couple in.
Yeah,
something
like
that.
3 episodes. Alright, you're gonna go high again?
I don't know, you gonna laugh again or what?
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
You're laughing already. That's not fair.
Alright. 1, 2, 3.
We love wrestling!
Especially
because
Nia Jax is fucking hot. Maybe you should have left that part to you.
Alright.
You're always better than that.
Nah, well, no. Okay, bye guys!
Bye, guys.
So stupid. We're still online!